on Tuesday, he would have prosecuted the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. You know what I'm saying? You show Chris Christie and a crackhead demon Democrat like Joe Biden's son, creepy Joe Biden, Hunter little creepy Biden on the crack pipe with a six pack of beer and a quarter pork fried rice. You sure he ain't hanging out with Chris Christie? You know what I'm saying? Because he sounds fucking like a crackhead right now. If you ask me, you know what I'm saying? Like he could do with a hit. You know what I'm saying? Talking about he would have prosecuted Trump over the mishandling of classified documents. We should have prosecuted your ass on crack cocaine and many other bullshit that you have done into. So nobody wants to. If you vote for this clown right here, you definitely an idiot. And if you listen to him, you're definitely an idiot because all he's doing is selling you out for the money. So he gonna do the sabotaging from the Republican side. You see what I'm saying? That's all Chris Christie is doing. But we see Adam Schiff moves beyond Trump focused message in the Senate campaign. You know what I'm saying? We see he moves, you know what I'm saying? We see Adam Schiff moves beyond Trump focus on the Senate campaign, on the message of the Senate campaign. But we see here where the focus against Adam Schiff, the even Democratic Party, now focusing more on the accomplishments of California and less of work investigating on the Trumpy Bear case, you know what I'm saying, in the competitive contest for outgoing Senate Diana, whatever, I guess Stern or whatever, Demon Democratic seat. You know what I'm saying? Well, good for him. You know what I mean? I guess he has to do what he has to do too. You know what I'm saying? But we see the White House tells GOP congressmen certain January 6th committee, not from January 6th, 6 week deeds, January 6th committee, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Transcripts are still being redacted for security purpose. No, they're being redacted because you are hiding, and they should not. How the fuck is the American people allowing the FBI and the CIA and any government agency to keep redacting fucking governments, using this tool to hide the fucking information from the American people to show the truth of the trueness of the deep state and the creepy Biden administration and Kamala and all of them put together, rap, all the motherfuckers and what they were doing in our country. You keep redacting the fucking shit. And then you're claiming security purpose. You full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Talking about Barry Loudermilk. Yeah, you more and more look like Barry Louder Dick. To be honest with you. Looking more like Larry Louder Dick. You know what I'm saying? And they keep letting them get away with that shit, but you ain't doing that with Trump. You know what I'm saying? It's a surprising discovery. New York Ranger uncovered 18 marijuana plants growing on state land. Oh yeah, well smoke it up. Let me get some. You crooked ass. You know what I'm saying? But we see Blockbuster, a former prosecutor on new development in Trump's that case. Let's see what he got. Another black dummy. They pull out the black card. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? I hope he ain't coming with some bullshit. And I hope this black man is standing up and keeping it strong for the cause. He's keeping it strong.
I'm currently out of the
for
office.
the cause.
Focusing on.
Keeping it strong
Okay.
for the cause. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to see what he has to say and what the drill is on this matter. So, because we need to see more black people stepping up for the truth, the right, and the justice for our people in the Republican Party and bringing that Republican Party to understand that you're going to do for our people whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
It's like it could really impact the former president in this case about the documents.
Right. And good evening, Brianna, and thank you for having me. I think from the prosecutor's perspective, this potentially could be really a blockbuster. Certainly, when there's a conspiracy case, like has been alleged, having someone on the inside who can give you a glimpse behind the curtain certainly is very advantageous for the prosecution. And we know that the difference in stories will perhaps prove to be a little challenging because, of course, the witness's credibility will be at issue because he's changing the story. But nevertheless, the information I think is really really valuable for the government.
Yeah, like his dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna hear that piece of shit. Another black person jumping up talking some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, dumb shit as usual. You know what I mean? Always jumping up with some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, we seen a lot of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? In general. You know what I'm saying? You see, even look like this situation here, where Attorney General office is investigating. I guess I think it's Doc Go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. You know, a criminal justice career incentive. Few weeks have, voicing the concern about the DOCGO. The New York General Attorney General office is now investigating the company. You know what I'm saying? Something, Assemblyman Angelo uh, well, I'm not going to say any, it looked like Santa Barbara. You know what I'm saying? Angelo Santa Barbara has called for after, you know what I'm saying, at least first arrived in his district. We heard the Attorney General office yesterday that they were going to launch an investigation into DuckGo, into the situation of the Super 8 motel in the town of town of Rotterdam. You know what I'm saying? We see Santa Barbara. I've been calling for an investigation since it happened because of just the chaotic and unfair situation that unfold there. We want to make sure a situation like that doesn't happen again. The investigation was first reported on the New York Times, while the AG office said it is not handling out handing out the letter, you know what I'm saying, of confirmed the AG is looking into the company. Yesterday, receiving the letter from the AG requesting the basic information to understand the scope of our service and we ensure companies how we ensure compliance to um, compliance with applicable law. Since the launch of our program, our work, you know what I'm saying, with the government partners to ensure we are delivering excellent, compassionate care of asylum seekers. Doug Glow. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you is passionate all up and down the eastern seaboard. We see polls, America overwhelmingly concerned about situations at the border. We know that. Massive amounts of rain heading to New York. So people keep an eye out, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so forth and so forth on. You know what I mean? We have to start looking at many, many things that seems to be building in a situation. You know what I'm saying? We see where the Democrats claim creepy Hunter Biden bank memos and embarrassing attempt to distract. There's an embarrassing attempt to distract from Trump. No, it's not. No, it's not. All must be investigated. There is no fucking way to investigate one side and not the other. Don't come with that demon, democratical, I rule the world, licking balls, Luciferian Baphomet, deep state, bullshittical Bible you swore his creepy ass hands on when he was sworn in. Take that Bible and shove it up your ass where you got it from, Biden. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Both sides and everybody in there must be investigated in the demon Democratical Party, as well as if you're saying the Republicans. This is not no favoritism. This is government with your bitch ass. Giuliani claims to have scientific evidence of 2020 fraud. Rudy Giuliani claimed he had scientific evidence that will prove, the long-standing and so forth, baseless claim of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election, evidence that will also clear his name after, the former city mayor was along charged alongside, Donald J. Trump, Trumpy Bear, baby, on the charges of thing. But I'm waiting to see that evidence, and I hope he really sock it to him because I got plenty of evidence I could bring out. More than 200 former Afghan officials and security forces killed by the Taliban takeover of the UN. I mean, takeover, say the UN, say. Yeah, yeah. Y'all can kiss my behind because y'all full of doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure. Y'all is full of doo-doo. Talking about some Taliban and all this different shit going on around the planet. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's going right along with this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? As if this is the world that we should be living in, where people are murdered every day, every time we turn around. That's all we hear from these beasts. Then when you look at the leadership and the race of the leadership and the color of skin of the leadership, you realize that they're all in bed together. You know what I'm saying? And they're using all these different things to distract us from religion to war to killing to this to that. And that goes for white Caucasians here in America too, who don't seem to know as much as many black people do as well. They use all these things to keep us well distracted, well living in fear and all kinds of bullshit because this is what they're like. They're like when you feel your blood run, they cut you open and drink the blood, gets them real high. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We see world reacts to Donald Trump snub of Rudy Giuliani. Well, that's between y'all. I ain't got time for that shit. New York largest municipal union urge workers to confront council members who oppose Medicare Advantage push. Yeah, they need to oppose it, pushing them into private fucking companies. We see Jenny Pereiro shock critics with perfect summary of Trump, you know what I'm saying, with just one problem. Let's see what nonsense this clown is talking. As we see, you always got a clown in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Always got a clown in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what the big drill is in this matter.
Power of the Gel Flex Grid.
Yeah, okay. Gel Flex your ass on me. I'm not gonna hear that stupid shit. Since Donald Trump has been charged in an attempt to overturn the former president, he faces more than a dozen felony charges, including conspiracy. We see one of the serious charges of violating Georgia racketeering law and organizing a RICO Act. We see Fanny nutcase ass Wills up there talking shit, looking like a dickwad.
Charged with one count of violating Georgia corrupt
Nobody wants to hear that piece of shit. That's what
election result.
Yeah, get the fuck on. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. Nobody wants to hear that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? From what? You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. We've seen a lot of people out here taking fentanyl.
Holy shit.
Look at this one.
No. You threw it out your window, buddy.
I can't see that.
Holy fuck.
This woman is out of control from, it looked like.
Cops are gonna come. Cops are gonna come.
From what? I don't know. It looked like fentanyl or some shit. She out of control. We see Fannie Will's next target. Next target. Donald Trump calls her out before going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Call her out for before going to jail. What do you mean calling her out for before going to jail? Let's see what you got though. Let's see what you got though. On the family, you know what I'm saying? They using that woman. You know, they really using her, and she's just that type of person to go down that road. You know what I'm saying? And go down that road. You know what I'm saying? A date has been announced for when 45th President of the United States plans to turn himself in to the Fulton County Jail. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump and 17 others were indicted on the RICO charge by Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Lion-ass, crooked-ass Wills for alleged conspiracy to alter results. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because, you know what I'm saying, you still haven't proven that the demon Democrats cheated the election. The View Sonny Houston slammed Senator Tommy Tuberville for stupidity after white nationalist comment. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a damn about, you know, whatever comment he made? Well, let's see what comment did she slamming him about, since they like to slam each other instead of getting our country on the right track. You know what I'm saying? But we see when the Alabama Tuberville, you know what I'm saying, on Tuesday, ripping conservative politicians and questioning the intelligence after he refused to admit White House nationalists is racist. White nationalists is racist. You know what I'm saying? We see the host on this matter, you know, on the panel, you know what I'm saying, Tuberville, July 10th, appears on CNN, in which he and he was on CNN. You know what I'm saying? Which he told Anchor, whatever her name is, you know, Katana, whatever, Collins, or whatever her name is. My opinion is white nationalist is someone who wants to call them white nationalists. To me, is an American. Before adding, if people think the white nationalist is racist, I agree. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what he's saying. And that's not what it is. Whether you're a white nationalist or not, we need nationalism amongst black people. And we can, you know what I'm saying, you can then make sure they destroy that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what fuck she asking this man. She sounds like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We see a push away to mass up again in New York due to new COVID variants. You see what I told you? You hear what I told you? Of course, new COVID variants gonna come up, and nobody should have to mask a fucking thing because there is no variant hanging around in the air floating unless they are spraying it, and we need to find out where they're spraying it from. So you know what I'm saying? So the variant has to be coming from within. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? It didn't float in there. It didn't go up the nose nowhere. It was put in there. That will happen because anytime you have to make an antidote to any type of virus, you have to put it in the person. So the whole object was to trick them into putting these things into them. So they don't give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They're lying ass. Why you sitting up there talking stupid shit? You know what I'm saying? But we see Putin say war was unleashed by the West. Russians, you know, and we read that already, or we got to that already. We see here. You see here. So let's go over here. We're going to change this up a bit. Now talk about turning itself in and all this dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all is full of garbage. Racist and cruel. Donald Trump's lawyer passed scorching comment about Express exposed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Exposed. You know what I'm saying? But we see Donald Trump, you know, hired an attorney, Drew Finding, who represents him back into 2022 after learning he was being investigated in Georgia for election interference. You know what I'm saying? Resurfaced comments reveal that the Embattled Express new lawyer didn't have very nice things to say about him during, you know what I'm saying, his stint at president of the United States. Of course not. He was, you know what I'm saying, who gives a fuck about that? You know what I'm saying? No, people don't always agree. You know what I mean? When did people always agree? You know what I'm saying? People don't always agree. You know what I'm saying? You got another one up there with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Amen to this.
If you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody else's, and it's ridiculous. As far as other causes that are near and dear, this is the cause because if we can solve this, then we're able to take care of something that I consider to be ultimately of ultimate importance, and that is the homeless situation, that is the farmers, that is the sick. We don't have any money. This country is busted. And it's busted because we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing. If we had business ability in this country, we'd be making lots of profit, so-called surplus profit. And that profit, that money, could be going to defend and I literally mean defend our homeless and our poor and our sick and our farmers. And that's where we ought to be spending the money, not giving it to countries that don't give a damn for us to start off.
And that was Donald J. Trump. Okay? You heard what he said?
Amen to this.
If you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody.
You notice he said the payments we're making to NATO. Okay, the payments they're making to NATO. Now, when Donald Trump said this, he was a younger man. He didn't have gray hair. He was way younger, and he wasn't a president. He was he was hold on a minute. He was in this realm. Hold on a minute.
Else's, and it's ridiculous. As far as other causes that are near and dear, this is the cause because if we can solve this, then we're able to take care of something that I consider to be ultimately of ultimate importance, and that is the homeless situation, that is the farmers, that is the sick. We don't have any money. This country is... If you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody else's, and it's ridiculous. As far as other causes that are near...
He's saying the payments they're making to NATO. Now, NATO is the alliance that they formed years ago, and they were paying all these different nations, 34, maybe 35 nations. They're paying them money to be to be in NATO, so they could have all these allies getting Chinese money and everybody else's money that coming in this country that they're soliciting and taking our money and giving to these different countries. Billions and billions and billions of dollars they're spending, giving to all these other countries, but they're not taking care of the homeless. And this is what they were saying. Now look at today. They're using NATO to do what? Go up against who? Putin, Russia. Once they formulate, see, that's what their whole plan was. They wanted to get the money into and formulate NATO so they could use NATO against Russia all the way from back then, probably 80 something, all that, to now. They full of shit.
Dear, this is if you look at the payments that we're making to NATO, they're totally disproportionate with everybody else's, and it's ridiculous. As far as other causes that are near and dear, this is the cause because if we can solve this, then we're able to take care of something that I consider to be ultimately of ultimate importance, and that is the homeless situation, that is the farmers, that is the sick. We don't have any money. This country is busted. And it's busted because we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing. If we had business ability in this country, we'd be making lots of profit, so-called surplus profit. And that profit, that money, could be going to defend and I literally mean defend our homeless and our poor and our sick and our farmers. And that's where we ought to be spending the money, not giving it to countries that don't give a damn for us to start off.
And that's when Trump was a real estate developer. He wasn't even considered a president because when we look at the interview, you see he was younger and he was a real estate developer. You know what I'm saying? And he's mentioned NATO. Now look at what NATO is doing right now to Russia. Trying to convince, they probably already got Poland, dumbass, you know what I'm saying? Not the people, the leadership. And they probably got many other nations. And they also got surrounding Russia, you know what I'm saying? And they also now want to put it right smack dab in Russian territory, right in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? So They have paid millions American dollars and taxpayers' dollars to these foreign countries that are all involved. Look up the 30-some nations are all receiving our money while we are homeless. We don't have no rental assistance. Every time they have a place, they either build it for concern, retarded people, or old people, and then tell you you're not old enough to get in there, or you're not crazy enough to get into this one. Where's the shit for the regular people like me and stuff who wants to pay their own rent but cannot afford? Say when you go try to apply for many of these low income places, you already done got flushed the fuck out. The low income places telling you if you ain't got $77,000 a year, you can't. $777,000 a year, you don't qualify. But they're talking about this and that. We need to have more grassroots people all around the country standing up for the American, and that's a fact. If you don't now and keep voting for these clown ass jackasses, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, because if you look from 1980 something, 70, late 70s, 80s, 90s, you'll see the whole transformation that took place where the rich become rich and the poor become poor. You know what I'm saying? And the poor is not being taken care of. The sick is not being taken care of. They fucking con artists, the farmers, into selling their land for millions of dollars. They got old and they had to do it. Nobody probably to take over some of the land. And then their kids don't want it. They want to be rich, driving a Mercedes up in Hollywood, screwing crack whores. But anyway, whatever they want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe strippers, maybe models or whatever. Nobody wants to do the. If we continue down this shitty ass road and teaching our kids this garbage, many of different races of people are going to come extinct, while others are going to grow past you and be enslaved in your ass in the end. No immunity. Donald Trump disaster has finally exploded. Well, let's find out. You know what I'm saying? That's finally exploded. We see here where Special Counsel Jack Smith is trying to put a foot down on the attempt by the legal team of the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, to have the trial date for the case moved to 2026. You know what I'm saying? Well after the presidential election next year. You know what I'm saying? From what we're seeing. You know what I'm saying? And all this bullshit that they kick you. All this bullshit.
What do you see here in what appears to be a Trump flaw? He thought he could outmaneuver everyone. He seems to have outmaneuvered himself.
No, I think this is absolutely germane. And I love
Hold on a second, people.
Love the application of the myth, frankly. I've got another one for you. Have you heard of appointment in Samara?
No, but you are much more learned than
a Babylonian myth, which was recycled by W. Somerset Maugham. There's a merchant in Baghdad who has a servant that comes running to him and says, "Master, I was in the marketplace and I saw death, and death made a threatening gesture at me, and I've got to escape. I've got to run. Can I borrow your horse and go to Samara?" So the merchant says, "Yes, you can borrow my horse. Flee from death."
You know what? We ain't got time for that bullshit he talking. You look like a jackass talking on too long. But we see Trump indictment results predicted by prophets. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn what prophet predicted it. You a predict ass. You know what I'm saying? And then he's going to reemerge as the Antichrist. You stupid son of a bitch. Nobody got time for stupid shit. And then what Biden going to do? Going to reelect himself and become the Antichrist and the leadership while the great savior Donald J. Trump goes to jail? I mean, what seems to be the game that you fuckers are playing?